Fox News alert, one of the most wanted terrorists in the world believed to be dead. A U.S. official confirming to Fox News Osama bin Laden's son, Hamza, is believed to have been killed, and the U.S. role, well, they played a big part in it, in the operation. It is believed bin Laden was grooming his son to one day take over al-Qaeda before he was killed by Navy SEALs in 2011. For more, I'm joined by Robin Simcox, terror and national security analyst for the Heritage Foundation's Margaret Thatcher Center for Freedom. Thank you so much for talking to us. Tell us how significant this death is to America and to the al-Qaeda network as a whole.
Well, yeah, thank you for having me. It's very significant that Hamza bin Laden's been killed. He was being groomed, I think it was very clear, for a leadership role within al-Qaeda. That's why the US was interested in tracking him down in the first place. So while Hamza bin Laden didn't have a lot of combat experience, while he wasn't within the leadership with al-Qaeda at the moment, he did represent essentially the next generation for al-Qaeda. He was hoped to be some kind of recruitment draw, essentially based on the strength of his father's name. So taking him off the battlefield is a blow to al-Qaeda, and it's a boost to US security.
Okay, so what does this say about the Trump administration and how we are dealing with terror?
Well, I think it's obviously the Trump administration has made some progress, not just with al-Qaeda, but also with ISIS. They destroyed the caliphate in Iraq and Syria, a very obviously significant moment. But, you know, the US has been for many years fantastic at this stuff. The US is fantastic at identifying terrorists, tracking them down, capturing them, or killing them, often with drone strikes. It does it across the world. Where we've had more difficulty, and I think this isn't just the Trump administration, but previous ones, is figuring out how exactly to stop the ideology that leads to people like Hamza bin Laden being created in the first place, that animates his ideas. That's where there's probably a bit more work still to do.
Okay, so then what kind of work do you believe needs to be done?
Well, the ideology of Islamism that animates groups like al-Qaeda, groups like ISIS, but also less violent organizations, groups such as like the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt, has an enduring strength. It has been an ideology that's been growing for decades. It's one that's taken root not just in the Middle East and Africa, but across the world, in the US, in Europe and in Asia. So we need to figure out what is it that is the roots of that ideology, what is it that gives it strength, and what can we do with our allies and partners to remove the kind of factors that leads to al-Qaeda and ISIS to having the success in recruiting they have over the previous few decades.
Right. You know, there has been an argument since the last Obama administration that there was a need to pull out troops out of Afghanistan. The former president had vowed to do that. This president has handled it a little differently. How important is U.S. troop presence in Afghanistan till this day when we hear that al-Qaeda is still trying to grow strong?
Well, yeah, I mean, the U.S. troop presence in countries like Afghanistan is absolutely vital in maintaining security. The U.S. has to ensure that its counter-terrorism objectives can be met. And we need to remember, it's always tempting, and I understand the temptation, after 18 years or so of fighting, to bring the troops home from Afghanistan. But they serve an absolutely vital role in being able to dismantle and keep a track on and carry out operations against groups like al-Qaeda that are looking to attack the U.S. here at home.
Robin Simcox, thank you so much for talking to us. We appreciate it. Fox News.